Well, hello friends. Here we are once again. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Disney California Adventure Park Food and Wine Festival, now through April 21st. This is actually the longest we've had the Food and Wine Festival presentation. I'm super excited to tell you a little bit more about it. Several new things this year, something for everyone in the entire family. So let's get started. Okay, so this eye chart is just one way of telling you there's so much to do. I'm not going to ask you to read it. We're going to go through several of the components. But first, 13 different marketplaces, all of them along the performance corridor from Carthay all the way to Paradise Garden Grill. Again, Paradise Garden Grill is our anchor restaurant location in the Paradise Garden dining area, featuring one of its 5 different menus a year. We change that restaurant 5 times a year, crazy. The beer garden menu. We also have the beer garden, which is also opening today. And as you'll see, this is a food and wine festival, and everybody knows what that is. But the reality is, this is a food, wine, beer, cocktail, especially non-alcoholic beverage. Oh my gosh, Disney chefs. Right? So this is going to be awesome this year. 54 days, running nearly 2 months. We have family-focused offerings. This is the first year that all of our guests, every day of the week, will have a chance to meet and greet with our very own Chef Goofy, right out here in the Hollywood Pictures backlot. He's also hosting his own cooking show, as he has done in previous years, on the weekends, the Junior Chef show with Chef Goofy. We've got family time with Daniela Malfitano. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see you out there. He's one of our visiting chefs, really the host of our festival. And we've got many of the associations and agricultural folks that have partnered with the Disneyland Resort to feature their dairy farmers, as well as Newski Bacon. Many of our partners get a chance to be on the backlot stage, providing complimentary experiences and tips and tricks for all of our guests, all of them free of charge. We also do have the returning tasting seminars, so these are part of our ticketed events. We put them all at the Golden Vine Winery this year, and so those will be fun. Beer, wine, and mixology seminars. Those take place on the weekends as well. And other ticketed offerings. So we've got some wine dinners, as well as a really cool kind of culinary adventure tour. We've been wanting to do that for a while, and this will be the first year that we're doing that. So one thing, if you've been out there, you've probably noticed that we've changed the look a little bit of all the marketplaces themselves. This year, 3-dimensional marquees. Some of them have animation. The idea is we're really bringing that much more storytelling to these very eclectic marketplace names that our guests have kind of come to know and love. A couple new marketplaces this year, one in a melon. You're welcome. Still returning Cluckadoodle-Moo, which now totally rolls off my tongue. Both of those marketplace names actually were designed by our chef de cuisine, Chef Jimmy Wida. He puts down names for the menu for the different marketplaces, and we just riff on those, and then we go, like, we better get some of these cleared because they're so amazing. The Uncorked California marketplace, the corkscrew actually spins, and at Berry Patch, the windmill spins too. Though it doesn't necessarily create the level of electricity that we need to operate the marketplace. It's another story. So this year also, we've got murals at 4 of our marketplaces. So if you are looking for your perfect snap, Insta, my teenage sons are correcting me on everything I'm supposed to say, not like the Facebook or something. And so there are great places for you to take great selfies and take pictures of the food and show that you're part of the wonderful bounty that is Disney California Adventure Park Food and Wine Festival. As I mentioned, some of the complimentary experiences: Junior Chef, family time with Daniela Malfitano, Discover California, that's where our dairy farmers are coming in to tell you about their farmstead cheeses. We also have artist signings at the Pergola merchandise location right across near Ariel's Undersea Adventure, which looks gorgeous. And Jam and Chefs are returning as well, so a fun percussion group that takes place kind of near the obelisk area. We've got visiting and Disney chefs as well. And here are some of our celebrity chefs. Richard Blaze is joining us again. Chef Wing Lam, founder of Wahoo's Fish Tacos, will be back. And Chef Jamie Gwen, who actually has been part of the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival since we started in 2006. So even though this is the 5th year in a row of the presentation of the Food and Wine Festival, where we're featuring all of the marketplace kiosks, we did run the festival for 5 years prior to that, starting in 2006, and Chef Jamie Gwen has been part of it ever since then. So we're happy to bring her back. Also, where else do you get a chance to meet the chef from the Blue Bayou or the chef from Carthay? We have so many kind of Disney celebrity chefs, and that's one of the ways that this Food and Wine Festival is very special, is you get a chance to learn from our own Disney chefs. And that is not an error in the bottom right corner. That's myself with the non-thin Snapchat filter on. And that's my twin brother, who actually is the executive chef of Disneyland. So the final weekend of the festival, yes, I apologize in advance, we'll actually be having a little bit of a bro down. They'll battle fish tacos. Now, my wife will kind of be my sous chef. She's really the chef. And Christina, who is Chris's wife, will actually be his sous chef. So my wife, Christy, and I are actually today are celebrating our wedding anniversary. She's here in the audience. Christy, I love you. I told her that she can keep one of the centerpieces. Happy anniversary. So that should be fun. Battlefish tacos, come out there, check it out. Also complimentary at the backlot stage. And then we mentioned beverage seminars, all at the Golden Vine Winery, winemaker receptions where we're featuring Fest Parker Winery, Skywalker Vineyards, and Silverado, so our Disney family of wineries, as well as the brand new Disney Culinary Adventure Tour. This one's going really fast, so if you go to Disneyland.com and look up the Food and Wine Festival, check it out. You can book tickets for this. This one will go fast. So if you remember, we used to do a cooking show at Napa Rose. So the Napa Rose Cooking School was the first item to sell out and the first item to be sold. So this, we believe, is going to be something similar, and so it'll be very, very unique. So we're excited about that. And then we, of course, have our merchandise here. I'm actually sporting one of our shirts, Taste the Good Life. I was actually yesterday, many of you took pictures of the annual pass holder exclusive shirt, which says, "You make my heart beat," super sweet. That rhymes. Awesome. Yesterday I was wearing it to do some interviews, and as I walked through the park, I literally got accosted by several guests who said, "Where can I get that right now?" And I said, well, one, you have to be an annual pass holder, and two, tomorrow. And they said, "Oh, okay, we'll be back tomorrow. And I will find an annual pass holder who's my friend, or I will get an annual pass." So the merchandise assortment this year, we've got a couple different, very, very whimsical styles. I love this kind of craftsman style as well. That tumbler is incredibly looking. The camp shirt's fun, and spirit jerseys, I know you know this, they're a thing. Go get one. It's super bright. You'll be noticed. Like the Lunar New Year spirit jerseys were so popular this year, we really kind of had a little bit of trouble keeping them in stock. Reese, remember that? Okay, more spirit jerseys. So these are going to be very popular as well. And of course, the heroes of our festival are the food items. And this year, our chefs have made some incredible dishes, and many of them actually are based on their own personal stories, as well as all of our beverages, and we'll talk about them in just a second. But you got a chance to taste the Impossible Cheeseburger Mac and Cheese. So I don't know about you, but we were doing an interview yesterday, and the host kind of forked into it. He was from Australia. I was kind of doing this impression, so pardon my Australian accent. He goes, "Oh my gosh, I've never tasted anything like that. It's like an actual mind bend. Because it tastes just like a cheeseburger." How'd I do? And then he tasted the new tenderloin slider, which is a French onion tenderloin slider with melted Gruyere cheese and caramelized onions. I please begin the salivating. Impossible Burger, so Impossible Foods, we've had a great relationship with them. So the cheeseburger mac and cheese is awesome. And we actually also have the returning most popular menu item of the festival last year was the Impossible Guac Mini Burger at Avocado Time. So go there. And my wife, who bit into it, she likes her steak just a little bit more well done. So she bit into it, she goes, "Oh honey, this one I think is a little medium rare." I'm like, "That's plants. You're good. You're good." She goes, "Okay," and then we ate the whole thing. And mac and cheese, obviously, it's a thing, right? So we have bracketed the festival. You start at Nuts About Cheese with the cheeseburger Impossible Mac and Cheese, and then the very last marketplace is Garlic Kissed, where we're doing a garlic carbonara mac and cheese with Nooski bacon. So we will allow the two of those dishes to try and compete for first place, maybe knock out the Impossible Guac slider or maybe the tenderloin slider. It's going to be a fun competition, so please vote early and often. Also, some really fun new items. I don't want to steal all of Chef Jeremiah's thunder, and you got a chance to talk to him a little bit earlier, but he's going to give you a full overview of all the deliciousness that is on par. And then our festival beverages. Last year, well, just generally, we target to change about 60 to 70% of all of our beverages and menu items. This year, 80% of the food items are brand new, and 100% of the beverages are brand new. The cool story here is that we got a chance to involve several of our cast members who have personal stories and really want them to shine through this food. They came up with beverages, like one of our cast members, what she loves about California is that you can go to the desert, the ocean, and the mountains all in the same day. Where else can you do that? And so she actually designed the mimosa flight that you see, and each of those represent a different area of California. You've got the desert, the ocean, and the mountains, the kind of lavender hills and mountains. It's gorgeous to behold. Our mimosa flights are generally one of our most popular menu items. This year, we have a cast member who loves beer, or two cast members who do, and he came up with a michelada flight. So over at Cluckadoodle Moo, we actually have 4 different micheladas where we're doing a flight of those, and they're fantastic flavors as well. If you want something a little bit spicy, go over to Pepper's Caliente, and there you'll find a Paloma that has a little bit, it's very refreshing, it has a little bit of heat to it, you'll enjoy that. And then one of our cast members just loves coffee. And during the Lunar New Year, if you recall, we had the Vietnamese Vietnamese iced coffee, but his sister is actually lactose intolerant. And so she couldn't have any of the Vietnamese iced coffees that we had made in the past, so he made his this year with coconut milk. And for the festival, since he loves coffee, he thought, let's go lavender. So a fig and lavender cold brew coffee made with Joffrey's cold brew. Outstanding. Get some if you need your caffeine fix about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're going to love this. Paradise Garden Grill, as I mentioned, continues to stay in the action. We've got the Impossible Burger no meatball sub. It's a lot of words for awesome. And this also new this year are the brisket fries, which is a great way to have a sharing portion of some brisket at that location. And then last year, I think you remember we had that kind of Yippee Mickey's cotton candy soda, right? Well, this year, the manager of our festival, her name is Michelle, and her daughter, Ava, loves animal cookies. And so we designed a beverage that features animal cookies. On the very bottom right there, the Very Berry Shake. And this is kind of like an animal cookie shake. It's absolutely fantastic. You'll find that at Paradise Garden and Grill. And we've got something for everyone. We talk food, we talk wine, we talk cocktails. We've got a lot of menu items here that the kids are gonna love. If you look at the festival passport, we've got icons next to every menu item that say vegan or vegetarian or kid friendly. So whether the kids are saying, hey, I gotta get this Very Berry shake, or whether they're saying, I gotta try the mac and cheese, they'll love they'll love the garlic tacos. They're going to love so many menu items of the festival. There's something really for all tastes and all palates. So we hope you get a chance to try those. The best way to do it, though, is through the Sip and Savor Pass. So one of these little beauties. I was going to say these little beauties, but that one's like 4 feet tall. I'm not sure if we can wear that around our neck, but it's pretty awesome. 8 tear-off titlements. And basically what our guests have been saying is, Gary, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to stop telling people that they can order at one marketplace and pick up at another. I'd like that to be kept a secret. Can you please not tell anyone? So, I won't. You will. It's the best way to experience the festival. You got a Sip and Savor Pass. You don't have to keep pulling your wallet out of your pocket. You stand in one cashier line, buy whatever you want. A lot of our guests highlight what's on the festival passport and just hand it to the cashier, and they just go through and ring them all up. Take your receipt, and throughout the day, just walk to each of the counters and pick up your item. So the much easier way to experience the festival, so I encourage all of our guests to do that as well. So thank you for that. We believe this is going to be an incredible year. We look forward to answering some questions for you, but first, without further ado, our Culinary Director of Disney California Adventure Park, Chef Jeremiah Baylock. Congratulations, Jeremiah.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. How are you?
I hope that that you had an opportunity to see some of the food up here today. I'll get a chance to share a little bit about what we have, but this isn't near half of what we have out here for our festival this year. Before we get started, Gary made a mention. It takes a team of individuals to collaborate on this many menu items, and so cast members, chefs, managers, I mean, it's an entire team. And when you think about like the demographics that each of us bring to the table culturally, and where we live and what we like, really help define where we landed on some of these menu items. And finally, we've given ourselves plenty of opportunity to develop these menus early on throughout the year, where we're not going to find just, we call them like a dog, like, some of these low-hanging fruits on the menu. When people ask, what's your favorite, if they weren't good enough to be on the menu, they wouldn't be on the menu, right? And so they're all our favorite, depending on what you're feeling at what time of the day. It could be that very spectacular shake, or it could be the cheeseburger mac and cheese, or the compressed watermelon and tomato salad with whipped ricotta. I'll try to share a little bit about some of these menu dishes, and we'll be here a little bit later afterwards to describe in more detail. But again, Impossible mac and cheese that you got a chance to try. So, think about a cheeseburger, right? So we think, okay, cheeseburger, we can't put a cheeseburger on the menu. But, mac and cheese really does well for us, right? And it has done well throughout the year. So we've taken these panko breadcrumbs and we've seasoned it with a dill pickle powder, a tomato powder, right? And so that's your pickle and tomato flavors. Topped it with some sesame seeds. Inside of the pasta and with the cheese sauce, it's ground Impossible. Again, this takes like a dozen times to like get it right. In our mind, it's like cheeseburger mac and cheese, now you're out of your mind. But we kept reworking it. Yesterday, we did a soft opening, and for some of the executives, that was like our #1 selling item, and it was competing with the carbonara mac and cheese on the other end of the festival. But remarkably, kind of a sleeper, and we weren't really ready for it. Right here in the middle is our brunch chicken and waffles. And I was sharing a little bit earlier. We've all had chicken and waffles, right? You have the waffle, you put the chicken on, you put the maple syrup. Yeah, it's good. We've taken this waffle, made a taco shell out of it, hand breaded chicken. But what's unique is we've taken mimosa flavors, right? We made a mimosa vinaigrette and we've tossed that into our slaw, and then we topped it with some orange juice bubbles, we call them, almost like little bursts of orange juice. Again, think about like what would you have when you're at a brunch, right? And so, when we tell the team, hey, let's collaborate, we're like, oh, chicken and waffles, good, but how can we do it, with that Disney twist? So that actually ended up being #1 seller yesterday. So very surprising, not in a negative way, but we weren't ready for that one. So anyway, our Petite Impossible slider that Gary mentioned from last year, really big hit. Impossible, we've been using them for a number of years, but great relationship with them. Who doesn't love pizza, right? But we're going to wrap it up in an egg roll. So we got the pepperoni pizza egg rolls. Another unique thing, and if I recall, like, everybody has a different way of eating. Our behaviors have changed over the years. So a lot of different diets, a lot of different restrictions. And so when we're creating some dishes, it's hard for us to flex like some of our brick and mortar restaurants where we can have an allergy-friendly menu. We can go, the chefs can go in the back and we can really accommodate. So we want to try to accommodate as best we can out in the marketplaces. So grilled shrimp tacos with a pineapple slaw, a little bit of a chipotle crema, but it's on a jicama tortilla, right? And so when you think about, like, people are watching their carbs, or people are trying to be gluten friendly, either for dietary or just how their eating habits are. Wonderful dish. That's probably one of my favorites, especially on a day like this. Let's see, artichokes. Who does not like artichokes? We've taken liberty at seasoning up some artichokes at I Heart Artichokes over in by Grizzly River. Artichoke toast. One of these unique things that we were playing with several months ago is we're familiar with carne asada, we're familiar with guacamole. Typically, a guacamole is the garnish for a carne asada, whether it's a nacho, whether it's a taco, whether it's a burrito. We ran into this product, and so we have fried avocado slices is our base, and it's garnished with carne asada, and then finished with some crema and a little pico de gallo. This is a really unique item. The guacamole is actually crusted in a tortilla flour, if you will. Really fun and exciting. Who doesn't like a pork belly banh mi? But with black garlic, soy braised pork belly. Mini chicken chimneys. We are known for a lot of things here at Disney, and we're hoping to be known for a whole lot more, but chimneys are a big fan favorite. But for the Food and Wine event, we have these mini chicken chimneys, a little bit of corn salsa on top, and a little bit of crema. Let's see, one of the other unique items that we are known for is our turkey leg, right? And so a couple years ago, I asked the chefs, I said, well, let's create a turkey leg that's fork and knife, like center of the plate. And so we have a huge turkey leg over there, cooked and braised in a like a buffalo sauce, finished with some ranch dressing topped with blue cheese and green onions on a celery, carrot, and cabbage slaw. So all the components that you may find in a typical spicy wings, but with our turkey. And of course, you need a knife to eat that with. So we'll have that. Paradise Garden Grill. Gary mentioned 5 menus a year. We don't typically flex that quickly here at Disney, and it's hard on the outside to change these menus, but we've been very successful over the course of the years. But I think maybe the first festivals when Gary asked, we're like, I don't know, and now it's just like that. We're just like, well, we can't wait. We're going to do it. So again, Impossible Meatball Sandwich. In the past, it was no meatball sandwich. We have the brisket loaded fries, fish tacos, and some of these offerings are also available in the Sip and Savor size portions. So you can use your passes, or your Sip and Savor passes at Paradise Garden Grill as well. We all know poke, right? We can find it on almost every corner nowadays. We've taken a little change, and so it's not ahi, it's not salmon, it's watermelon. So our watermelon poke topped with cucumber, a little bit of furikake, really nice and refreshing. We think that our guests are really going to love it. I think I might have mentioned, but I'm going to say it again because I love it so much. The compressed watermelon and tomato salad with whipped ricotta. Again, very unique, very familiar flavors. But if you've never had compressed watermelon, what we do is we marinate the watermelon, and under a vacuum sealer we compress it, and those flavors are pulled into the watermelon, and so it's a really vibrant flavor, a burst of juice, totally fantastic. We have a few beverages up here, and it doesn't even do it justice for what we saw on the screen. But again, the mimosa flight that Gary explained, we had the opportunity to be in the room when they were presenting the team, the cast members presenting, and like I find myself like sinking in the chair as they're like telling their stories of how they came up with these dishes that they're about to present to, you know, a group of people, right? They're very nervous, they're like, shaking a little bit, but when they're telling the story, I looked over to Gary. I was like, I felt I just traveled from the beach to the desert to the mountains. And again, putting that work and energy into creating these dishes. I mean, just a few stories that were shared here today. Each and every one of these dishes have a story, and there's so many hands involved in creating not only the dish, but the entire menu that we have. Let's see. Let's not forget Central Bakery. We have Central Bakery, on-property bakery. They provide a number of delicious offerings to us this year. All of the desserts are brand new for Food and Wine. Just a couple, maybe I'll do three because I really like three. Our berry summer pudding. And so Jean-Marc, executive pastry chef, he came up with this idea of, he took like what you would normally find like bread pudding, but he like infused and stuffed like macerated berries inside. So it's kind of hidden in the back, and I know we put this table here, so it's kind of hard to take a picture of, but imagine this soft custard bread when you cut into it, all these berries, just kind of like ooze out. Really great. Our chocolate hazelnut crunch. I'm a big chocolate fan, and I'm like really trying to control myself, but you gotta try that. And then again, you had an opportunity to try the caramel peanut milk chocolate Mickey macaron. If you haven't tried it, there's a few here. There might be some there. Put it in your purse, your bag, take it with you. They are very good. Again, thank you so much. All of you are who help us get our message across to all of our guests. And lastly, before I leave, I just want to share most of what we do here within the park. We're doing it from scratch. We're doing it from raw ingredients. We're not opening bags, boxes, containers. So we put a lot of time and energy into the offerings that we have. So this is just another opportunity to showcase our talented culinary team, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Chef.